Good morning, guys. We are back in the snow. Same day. If you watched the last walk on 86th Street, you got on a train after that and came down here to Coney Island. I did some photography for a little bit, and now we're going to do some walking with the camera. It's hard to decide whether I should do still pictures or video, and I think I've done a lot of snow pictures over the years in Coney Island during the snow. So we will stick with video today. We were outside of Nathan's. We just had a sanitation truck come by and plowed at Stillwell Avenue. Actually, excuse me. This right here is Surf Avenue. And Stillwell Avenue is over there. That's the corner of Stillwell and Surf. And we're going to walk. The snow has picked up again since the last walk. If you're watching these videos in order, it's about 20 minutes after that walk. And we're going to be walking into some nasty snow for a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to walk around here. We'll walk through the amusement park so you can kind of see what it looks like in the snow. Not many people come to Coney Island in the snow. So it's might be something you've never seen before. There's Nathan's. We got some small plows going on over here. Probably keeping the amusement park clear. So people want to come and jump on some snow rides, I guess. It is very white down here. Storm has picked up a little bit once again. No wind though. Wind has been gone for like an hour now, so it's great. Easier for me to walk with the camera. This guy coming towards me, I better get out of his way. He might shovel me. He's turning. Let's follow him. Let's see where he's going. We're gonna have a lot of snow hitting the camera, so I apologize if the camera gets a little fogged up, but we should manage. A lot of these places, you might have either played games or eaten over here if you live in this area. You got the Wonder Wheel to my right. The Cyclone is a couple blocks over. Snow is not that deep. In case you're wondering, it's maybe about an inch. We are supposed to be getting 5 to 8, but I don't know. We'll see. Unless we get one of those snow bursts where we get a snow squall that comes through in this storm that drops 3 inches in an hour, we're not going to hit 8 inches, I'll tell you that. The other thing is time, right? So nobody really knows how long it's going to take for the storm to get out of here. Some people have said it'll be out of here by the afternoon. Some people are saying it'll be out of here by 4. So, you know, the longer it snows, obviously the more snow we get, regardless of whether it snows hard or not. I am running on the battery. Camera is pulling more power than it's using, so it is actively charging. So we should be fine. We're gonna head on to the boardwalk. Very nice down here during snowstorms if you live in Brooklyn, especially if you live in Brooklyn. There's no excuse to jump on a train and come down here and take some pictures and some video. It is, it's just a different animal in the wintertime. It's, as you can see, there is not one person down here. I'm the only person down here right now. I'm sure there's going to be people on the boardwalk when I get onto the boardwalk. I'll be surprised if there's not at least one person up there. You can hear the snow crunching under my feet. You know what? The snow's a little deeper over here. And that's probably because there's less buildings to block the snowfall, but it's snow's about a couple of inches over here. And there we go. There's one person on the boardwalk. And what's great is you could see the storm out here. We'll take a look at the beach. It looks like me and this girl are the only two people on the boardwalk. Ain't that amazing? There is somebody far down there I could see coming towards me, but it's, normally when you come down here, you'll see a lot of people taking pictures and stuff, but nobody's down here. And you could see out there in the ocean, this is looking south. This is south here, and this is east, southeast. And you can see how dark it is. That is the core of the storm, and that core, even though it's off the coast, it's pulling the snow and the cold air back in this direction towards us. So it's circulating counterclockwise, but you can see how dark it is out there. It's a pretty deep storm. And now we're gonna walk. What we'll do is we'll get close to the venues so we can get some views. You can really hear that snow under my feet. It's actually deep. It feels like it's 2 or 3 inches over here. I have no choice but to walk slow because it's a lot of snow on the floor. On the boardwalk, actually. We're on the boardwalk. It has gotten colder again, so temperatures keep fluctuating. That's what happens with nor'easters. When you get these northeast storms that come in, I'll talk about the storm again because there might have been people I didn't watch the first walk, but this was the storm that dumped all the rain in California a few days ago. It has been marching across the country, giving people snow, tornadoes, thunderstorms, and now it's given us our snowstorm. But nor'easters, when they get to the coast, they kind of interact with the warm. You got the Gulf Stream that comes up from the south, and then you got the Atlantic waters, which are warmer. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, the water temperatures are around the 40s, but that is enough for the storm to ramp up. And what happens is the storm starts to circulate. It's sort of like a tropical storm. It circulates counterclockwise, and it brings, what it'll do is it'll pull the cold air in from Nova Scotia and Canada, mix in with the warm air, and That's what really makes it explode with a lot of snow. But what'll happen is the temperatures will fluctuate. You know, you could go from below freezing to above freezing in a course of like 30 minutes. So when we did the last walk, it started out really cold, and then it got warm. It was actually warm. Like, just, I felt really warm for a while, and now this walk so far is cold. It has gotten cold again. So I did check the temperature. It was exactly 32 degrees or 0 Celsius. It's at freezing. You can see there is nobody on the boardwalk. It's the entrance to the aquarium. I'm sure all the sea life is nice and warm inside. We do not have polar bears down here. We do have polar bears that swim in the water, in the ocean here during this time of year. People. There's our, I like to call these the Star Wars transport carriers. They look like those Star Wars transport carriers that get dropped off of the at walkers, and then all the clone troops come out. Get another look at them when I get past them. They look like troop carriers. I'll do a little live lens clean in here. Normally I cut the screen when I do this, but we'll just do it here. 1 second. You get to see some live clean in action. Now I will recenter the camera. You can see by the footprints just below me, there was somebody walking. There have been people walking. There are, you know, tracks. But as of right now, I am the only person within view for at least a mile. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head down to Ocean Parkway, and then over to Coney Island Avenue and walk underneath the, well, we'll figure it out. We'll see. I have no idea how we're going to do the route. We are definitely going to be walking in the snow, though, that's for sure. Now you can see how dark it is out there over the ocean. just slipped a little bit. A little slippery. Not enough to make you fall, but it's enough to make your you feel your foot slip left. The snow is very wet. When you look at the snow, it looks nice, right? And it is. See, I slipped again, but it is very wet. It's like slush underneath. I keep slipping. It's crazy. And I could see other people were slipping too, because when you look at those tracks, some of those tracks, you can see like the slipping tracks where the foot just goes, looks like it's digging in with the heel and going forward. And that is because the snow doesn't really grip well on the wood. So we're done with the boardwalk part. And what we're going to do now is head onto Surf Avenue again. I got to be careful going down this. This should be interesting. The trees look amazing in the snow. Wet snow, when it just wraps around the trees like that. Got a park across the street. All right, we are back on stable ground. Normally you would not cross across Surf Avenue without using a crosswalk, but there is very little traffic down here, so we're going to cross right over as long as it's safe to. You see not a lot of traffic in either direction. And what we're going to do is get around this guardrail, and then we're going to walk through the park. Spent a lot of time down here in this area, not just Coney Island, Brighton Beach, but we spent some time in Gravesend and Midwood. It's like a winter wonderland down here. You could hear the snow hitting my umbrella from the trees, falling off of the trees. We'll walk this direction. Getting some good snow walking in today. Don't know if it'll ever snow again for the rest of the year, so I would like to get one more walk in today after this one. We've done the 86th Street one. We're doing this one now. Snow is very light. It's just amazing looking at the trees, like everything is just caked on the branches. sanitation truck just plowed by. So yeah, this storm started out as rain last night. Came in at around 11 o'clock. It started off as just showers and rain, and then sometime around 1, 2, it got really windy. Woke me up. It was very windy, very rainy. And then at some point, the temperature started to drop as the storm starts, it starts to suck in that cold air from Canada. And we started changing over to snow at around 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning. And I would say since about 6:30 it has started to stick. But it is far from a blizzard. I know some of the local news channels here in New York were, they kind of, I don't know, I guess they kind of like exaggerate. I knew it wasn't going to be anything crazy big, but a person that doesn't know weather, they're going to watch it and be like, oh god, we're going to have a blizzard tomorrow. It's definitely not a blizzard. It does get windy at times. It has been windy, but we haven't experienced anything crazy. We're going to exit out over here on Ocean Parkway, and we're going to make our way down to Brighton Beach Avenue. Do a walk by this dog walker here. We got a Doberman. And now they're crossing my path, so I got to go this way. So you got a train up there going through. Train is pulling into the Ocean Parkway train station. So that's what's over here. You got the Ocean Parkway train station. And this is Ocean Parkway. This is where it ends. I've always said we're going to walk Ocean Parkway one day. I know people are probably getting sick of me saying that because I always say it every time we cross it. Well, we're walking it for a little bit. We're just going down to Brighton Beach Avenue and that's it. So. And Surf Avenue also, just a little tidbit, this is where Surf Avenue kind of ends. You got Seabreeze Avenue that we were just on. And Surf Avenue turns right into Ocean Parkway. Very slushy snow. It is not cold, to the point where I gotta get over this big puddle. It's definitely not that cold. The snow is literally melting, believe it or not. As it, it's collecting, but it is melting. It's a very sloppy, slushy snow. We'll walk this way, and then we'll come back on the other side. I have a lot of snow on this umbrella, so I just knocked it all off, and now the umbrella is nice and light. I know I've mentioned this before, for those of you who might not have heard it in the past. The reason I carry an umbrella in the snow is to keep the camera equipment protected. Otherwise, I would just have my hood up, and I would just be walking without the umbrella, which is what I did in between the walks. I got on the train after the 86th Street walk, and then when I got to Coney Island, I was taking some pictures without using the umbrella, and then put the umbrella back up for the camera. For this camera, I have two cameras on me. I have the camera I'm using to record is DJI Pocket 2, and then for my still shots I'm using a Canon 7D with a wide-angle lens. So got multiple cameras on me today. And now we are back under the L. Only this time we are under the Q and the B line. Well, the last stop for the B train is over at Brighton Beach stop, which is the next one. So. Not a lot of snow down here under the L, because the L is protecting the sidewalks. Snow's starting to come down a little harder. You see that it is if it's not 9 a.m. already, it is approaching 9 a.m. It is a day where they decided to close the schools for in-person classes, so kids still have to remote in today, which means I would imagine the teachers and the staff had to go into the schools today. You know, when I started walking this morning, the 86th Street walk, which was one video back, it started off it was pretty challenging. The snow is blowing in all directions. I had to stop a couple of times to wipe the camera off. The umbrella does help, but the snow is still getting on the lens. But since this morning, like early around 7 in the morning, it is calmed down. It's just like a regular, normal snowfall right now. There's no wind. Let me just, I'm getting water forming on the lens, so I gotta wipe it off. There we go. The air is so, it's so moist, right? The air is just, it's got so much moisture in it with the snow. It's just the water is just condensating on my camera. Even though the camera is under the umbrella, it is still, there's like, drops of water forming on the camera. And what happens is those drops are rolling down in front of the lens. Remember, we were down here the other day when we started our Coney Island Avenue walk. It just got like a little drop on the screen. I had to touch the screen. There's the bear. He's always here, and he's chained up. If you look at the bottom, they have him chained up so you can't mess with him. They have him chained up so he doesn't mess with you. Maybe this will be my thumbnail. I always, stop for a moment when I do my walks and I think about, what's going to be the thumbnail. So I'll go through multiple times during the walk where I'll say, well, maybe that's going to be what I'm going to use. So that's why a lot of times you'll see me stop and back up. I'm basically taking a picture for the future. It is starting to snow much more heavier now. Snow is very slushy. It's just sloppy, wet. Each of these corners that I'm crossing has a lot of water. I have pretty good boots, so I can step into the deep puddles. Some of these people cannot, but I could step into them. So yeah, we got a nice walk in the Coney Island area during the snow. This will be the last time we're down here for a while. We've done some walks down here recently. We did the Brighton Beach walk, I want to say about maybe 2 or 3 weeks back, where we walked through all these side streets and all the little alleys. You could check that walk out. We did some Neptune and Mermaid Avenue. We were walking around Gravesend. We did Coney Island Avenue just the other day. And I guess we'll just end it with this walk. We will come back to this area when the weather gets warm. I think it's a great way to end it. I'll probably do another snow walk after this. And I think what we'll do is that walk will be non-commentary. It'll just be some ambient, just surrounds an ambient noise. So if any of you are watching these walks in the last 3 days, I'm assuming, I'll be putting these out 1 day a piece. I don't want anybody to think it's been snowing for 3 straight days. This is all the same day. So we will. I'll pick a spot. I don't know where. We'll get another walk in today. I don't know if any of you could notice that, but if you go back in the video and watch as a train is passing, it knocks a lot of the loose, heavy snow off of the ends of the rails or the wires that are running along the side of the L. Looks like the snow has picked up again. As we end this walk, we're gonna walk down to Ocean Parkway and end it there. I want to thank everybody for coming along. Here we are, Ocean Parkway. Now what I'm gonna do is hop the train again. And I guess we'll decide, I'll just hang out on the train. I'm gonna move back into Coney Island, and then I'll decide when I get back on the D train where the next walk is gonna be. So stay tuned for that next walk. I have no idea at this point where it's going to be. Okay, let's turn the corner here. And we'll end it here. So I want to thank everybody for tagging along. Hope everybody enjoyed it, and stay tuned for another snow walk coming up. Take care and catch everyone on the next one. Bye-bye.